Again, it says, my son, do not forget my law, but let your heart keep my commands. And so our first prayer, we thank the Lord that we as children of God have what it takes to hear him. We thank the Lord that we can hear him whenever he speaks, because it's one thing for God to speak and another thing for you to be able to hear him. And we know that we have what it takes to hear him. And then it is one thing for you to hear him and then to understand what it is that he is saying. Because to hear the Lord and not understand what he's saying is a problem. Or to hear the Lord and misinterpret what he's saying is a problem. Or to hear the Lord and to not appreciate the focus or to appreciate his focus or to appreciate the essence of what he's saying is a problem. But we know that as children of God, we have what it takes not only to hear him, but we also have what it takes to understand what he's saying, to appreciate why he's saying what he's saying, to get the essence of what he's saying, to get the import of what he's saying. We have what it takes not to appreciate what he's saying on the surface, but we have what it takes to be deep, even as he is deep. But the second thing is that he's asking us to not let his law or his word depart from us. He says that we should keep his word or his law or his commands in our heart, right? So it is one thing for you to hear God, it is another thing for you to understand what he's saying, and another thing for you to not let go of what it is that he has said. The problem, right, if we refer to the parable of the sower, is that we struggle a lot of the time to hold on to what God has said, especially in the face of overwhelming evidence to the contrary, right? It's easy for us to hold on to what God has said when the evidence, right? The information we are receiving through our senses, in other words, what we can see, what we can hear, what we can feel, seems to reflect or align with what it is that God has said. The problem is when it is the opposite. When God has said A, but what we are seeing is B, what we are hearing is B, what we are feeling is B, what we are tasting is B, what we are touching is B, it becomes a struggle. But we are told that we are expected not to let go of what it is that he has said. We are expected to keep what he has said in our hearts. In other words, we are expected to hold on to what it is that he has said. You may not be able at all times to appreciate what he has said mentally, but we are expected to hold on to what he has said with our spirits. We are expected to not let go of what it is that he has said. And when you go to the book of Joshua, the chapter 1, and I want to read from verse 7. And this the Lord speaks, says, only be strong and very courageous. The Lord speaking to Joshua, he says, that you may observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may prosper wherever you go. And when I read this verse, what I found interesting was the fact that the Lord is associating not letting go of what he has said with strength and courage. In other words, what God is saying is that it requires strength and courage for you to keep what he has said in your heart. It requires strength and courage for you to not let go of what it is that he has said. It requires strength and courage for you to not lose focus, right? It takes strength and courage for you to not take your eyes off what it is that he has said. In other words, it takes courage and strength for you to continue to apply yourself to what it is that God has said, no matter what. It takes strength and courage for you to follow through no matter what. It takes strength and courage for you to only have his word, what he has said, as your focus, and to only be influenced by what it is that he has said no matter what. No matter what. And so tonight we want to pray once again. Yes, we know that we have what it takes to hear him when he speaks. We have what it takes to understand when he speaks. But we also want to thank the Lord that we have the strength and the courage to never let go of what it is that he has said, no matter what. We want to thank the Lord for giving us the strength and the courage required to persevere. We want to thank God for giving us the strength and the courage that is required to continue to apply ourselves no matter what it is that he has said. Want to thank the Lord for the strength and the courage that is required for us to never let go of what it is that He has said. Want to thank God for the strength and the courage that is required to never compromise on what it is that He has said. Want to thank God for the strength and the courage required to be influenced only by what He has said. Want to thank God for the strength and the courage to only take steps by what He has said. We want to thank God for the strength and the courage to only take decisions by what He has said. Let's open our mouths and begin to pray. Want to thank God for that strength. Want to thank God for that courage. Want to thank God that we have what it takes to not give up. We have what it takes to not let go of what He has said. Makayado Sata. Lebrado Jemai. Oh, open your mouth and begin to pray. Mazibidia Topaya. Lebrado Zibiyata Baya Derebe Kayande. That we are saying thank you once again. Mazebede Kayadea. That we have what it takes that to hear you when you speak. That we thank you that we never struggle to hear you when you speak. And thank you that we never struggle to understand what you are saying. At any point in time, that we are saying thank you once again. That we never struggle to get the A to Z of what it is that you are saying. Thank you that we never struggle to get the impulse of what it is that you are saying. Thank you, Daddy, that we never misunderstand you when you speak. Thank you, Daddy, that we never misinterpret what it is that you say. But thank you, Daddy, for the strength and the courage that is required to persevere. Thank you, Daddy, for the strength and the courage. Thank you, Daddy, that we have what it takes to never let go of what it is that you have said. The strength and the courage to be influenced only by what it is that you have said. Thank you, Daddy, for the strength and the courage. Thank you, Daddy, that we have what it takes to take steps influenced only by what you have said. To apply ourselves influenced only by what you have said. To respond, to react influenced only by what you have said. Thank you, Daddy, that we have the strength and the courage required to never take our eyes, to never take our focus on what it is that you have said. Lebrazo Kabayade Kayabada, Rebazo Bayado Zemayabade Kaya, Lebrazabayado Zemayadarababe, Rebadabaze Bayade Zemayadea, Rebazo Kabayade Zemayabade, Rebazo Kabayadea, Makabayade Rebeya. Thank you, Daddy.